Welcome to Linear Equations Level 5. Pause the video now, try the 3 problems on the screen, and I'll go through them with you shortly. You'll find more practice at this level, plus links to the higher levels, as well as other topics, at the end of this video and on the channel homepage. In problem 1, we're solving the equation 4 multiplied by x minus 3 divided by 3 minus 3x minus 2 divided by 5 is equal to 2. Now to start, since we have multiple fractions in this equation, what we'd like to do is put everything over the same denominator. Now we have 2 fractions on the left, and on the right we just have a 2. But that 2 can be written as 2 over 1. And we can see that 1, 3 and 5 are all factors of 15. So we can make the denominators of each of these fractions 15. So starting on the left, we can multiply 3 by 5 to make 15, and we need to do the same to the numerator. Moving on to the next fraction, we can multiply 5 by 3 to make 15, and we need to do the same to the numerator. And on the right hand side, we need to multiply 1 by 15, and so we do exactly the same to the numerator. So going back to the left and looking at the numerator, we can multiply 4 by 5, which gives us 20 times x minus 3, divided by 3 times 5, which is 15, minus, and looking at the numerator of the second fraction, we need to make sure that we multiply everything by 3, so we can write it as 3 times 3x minus 2 in brackets, and the denominator is 5 times 3, which is 15, and on the right, 2 times 15 is 30, and 1 times 15 is 15. And the purpose in making all these denominators the same is that we can now use the inverse of divide by 15 to multiply everything by 15, and those denominators are just going to disappear. So we multiply everything on the left and on the right by 15, and we get 20 multiplied by x minus 3 minus 3 multiplied by 3x minus 2 is equal to 30. Now on the left we've got some brackets, so we can expand those and start with 20 multiplied by x, which is 20x, 20 multiplied by minus 3, which is minus 60, minus 3 multiplied by 3x is minus 9x, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 2 is positive 6. And on the right we still just have 30. Now going back to the left hand side, we can simplify by collecting like terms together. So 20x minus 9x gives us 11x, minus 60 plus 6 gives us minus 54, and we still have 30 on the right. We'd now like to remove the minus 54 from the left, so we can add 54 to the left and do the same to the right. And on the left, the minus 54 and the plus 54 cancel out to just leave us with 11x. And on the right, 30 plus 54 gives us 84. Finally, we need to remove the times 11 from in front of the x, and we do this by using its inverse, which is divide by 11, and do the same on the right. And the times 11 and the divide by 11 on the left cancel out to leave us with x. And on the right, 84 divided by 11 could just be written as 84 over 11. So our final answer to problem 1 is x is equal to 84 over 11. In problem 2, we're solving the equation 3 over 2 multiplied by n minus 5 over 2 minus n is equal to 4n minus 6. Now on the left hand side, we have brackets inside other brackets. So we're going to start on the inside and work our way out. So the left becomes 3 over 2 multiplied by n, and the minus in front of that bracket is actually like having a minus 1 there. So we can expand that bracket. So minus 1 multiplied by 5 over 2 gives us minus 5 over 2, and minus 1 multiplied by minus n gives us plus n, and that's equal to 4n minus 6. Now we can simplify the bracket on the left, and so we have 3 over 2 multiplied by an n plus n is 2n, and we still have a minus 5 over 2 in that bracket and a 4n minus 6 on the right. We can now expand the left hand side. So 3 over 2 multiplied by 2n gives us 3n, and 3 over 2 multiplied by minus 5 over 2 gives us minus 15 over 4, and that's equal to 4n minus 6. Now that we've got rid of all the brackets, we can see that we have unknowns on both sides of the equation, and we start with more on the right than on the left. So we're going to keep our unknowns on the right, which means we want to get rid of the 3n, and since this is a positive 3n, we're going to take away 3n from both sides. Now on the left, 3n minus 3n is 0, so we're just left with minus 15 over 4, and on the right, 4n minus 3n is 1n, or just n, and we still have a minus 6 there. Now we'd like to remove the minus 6 on the right hand side, and we can do this by using its inverse, which is plus 6, and do exactly the same on the left. And on the left, minus 15 over 4 plus 6 gives us 9 over 4. And on the right, the minus 6 and the plus 6 cancel out to leave us with n. So our final answer to problem 2 is n is equal to 9 over 4. In problem 3, we're solving the equation 2 multiplied by 3d plus 1 minus d minus 4 over 2 is equal to 4d plus 7. Now there are different approaches to solving this problem. We could expand the bracket on the left, move everything else over to the right, and then try and remove the fraction. What I'm going to do first actually is just multiply everything by 2. And the reason I'm doing this is to get rid of this fraction straight away. So if I times this by 2, I need to also make sure that I times the first term by 2, and also the 4d and the plus 7 on the right hand side of the equation. So starting on the left, we have 2 times 2 is 4, multiplied by 3d plus 1, minus, now the divide by 2 and the times by 2 cancel out, but this minus or minus 1 is still multiplying all of d minus 4. So we need to make sure that we have that in brackets. On the right, 4d times 2 is 8d, and 7 times 2 gives us plus 14. Now on the left, we can expand the brackets. So 4 times 3d is 12d, and 4 times 1 gives us plus 4, and minus 1 times d is minus 1d, or minus d, and minus 1 times minus 4 gives us plus 4. And we have 8d plus 14 on the right. Now staying on the left, we can simplify by collecting like terms. So we can do 12d minus d, which gives us 11d, and plus 4 is plus 8. And we still have 8d plus 14 on the right. Now we have unknowns on both sides, so we're going to collect them on the side where we start with the most, which is on the left. So if we're keeping the 11d on the left, we need to remove the 8d from the right. And we can do this by subtracting it. And we're going to also subtract 8d from the left. Now on the left, 11d minus 8d is 3d. We still have a plus 8 there. And on the right, 8d minus 8d is 0, so we're just left with 14. Now we'd like to remove the plus 8 from the left. So we use its inverse, which is minus 8, and do exactly the same on the right. And on the left, the plus 8 and the minus 8 cancel out to just leave us with 3d. And on the right, 14 minus 8 is 6. Finally, we need to remove the times 3 in front of the d, and we do this by dividing it by 3 and doing exactly the same on the right. On the left, the times 3 and the divide by 3 cancel out to just leave us with d, and on the right, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our final answer to problem 3 is d is equal to 2.